What's up, guys? 78X7 here doing a dual commentary with
Mr. DARKXR3CON.
LOL, and we're doing a gun game on Radiation. We're going knife only. Every time we knife someone, it demotes them. So basically, we're just trolling for this whole game. And DARKXR3CON's on bottom. Once these players load, you'll see split screen.
78X7 is on top, and the cool thing about this, we actually go positive in both of these. Both of us go positive in this, and we stay in the money for the most part of it. 70 wins it in third place, which is actually pretty odd in knife only.
Spoilers, bro.
So
all right, so we're gonna. I brought in a resident expert on our good friend Laban, our codename Laban.
yeah,
Talked about him in the last game, and basically told some stories about how he threatened to rape a girl and stuff, and DARKXR3CON was the man who had to walk him to class after that. So
yeah,
how about you tell me about that?
So 70 said I am the resident expert on Laban. You can actually almost see me. Well, no, it's not something to be proud of. It's just it's another notch in my belt. It's something like someone who studies like animals and stuff like that. You know, I got a lot of experience on the subject, but then it's not something you go and tell like your girlfriend or something. You don't want her to know you're a nerd. You just it's just a shady area of my life. But we're gonna come back to this.
We're gonna explore it.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down and do more about this. So if you guys listen to the Crisis gameplay with 70 and Robin, you'll hear them mention my name. So I am DARKXR3CON, and I am the guy that knows more about Laban than they know about me and Laban. So let's just put it like that, because even though I haven't known him as long, I know him probably a little deeper than one would like to be.
So tell us about what happened when you're walking to class today.
Okay.
Why did you have to walk into class, first of all?
Okay, so a little backstory here that covers what they were talking about in the last episode was Laban threatened to rape a girl in middle school. And we're going to actually come back to this. Let me just give a little backstory. So for those of you guys who don't know this guy, which is all of you, Laban is, well, you can't even really say freak. It's just, he's one of those people that you know are just wrong in the head.
He's basically a terrorist.
Yeah, in short, like, we joke around because it's Osama bin Laden, but he is essentially a mini terrorist. Looks like one everything. He's got like the darker skin tone and just he's a weird kid. His eyebrows and just everything about him is just,
does he like have wax eyebrows?
He had like pointy eyebrows, dude. He had like pointy eyebrows. He looked like Dracula. So
no personal attacks. So
no.
Pointy
This
eyebrows
isn't about
fine.
this. This isn't about his pointy eyebrows. Anyway, so kindergarten. All right, we're gonna start off kind of when I kind of met him.
Were you in kindergarten with him?
No, I wasn't. I heard about this because he used to brag about it like he loved it, and this kind of shows you some of his character.
So he told you this story out of pride.
Yeah, he told me his story out of pride, but apparently, and I asked his parents, and it was actually true.
Look at that teabag action. All right.
So Laban in kindergarten, apparently verified by his parents, peed on a girl. He
kindergarten, like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, and he just
can't even talk yet.
Pulls it out. He's standing on a table and just literally just starts giving this girl a golden shower. She's standing right by the table, just hops up on the table and literally just pees all over her. Girl's screaming, and yeah, he gets pulled off the table by the teacher and gets taken to the principal's office. Long story short,
mental
he gets expelled.
Of him just holding his...
No, you don't want the mental image. You don't want the mental image of
okay,
how old are people in kindergarten? Like 5 and 6 years old? What goes through someone's head when you're 5 years old to just literally just hop on a table and just pee on a random girl? You know, I mean, I don't
probably liked her.
I don't know. Dude, he was probably like peeing over her like an elk in heat or something. You know, he's like marking his territory. He's like spraying like a cat. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's cat Laban spray. Anyway, so he pees on this girl, gets expelled. Okay, fast forward.
Threatens to rape a girl.
Yeah, threatens to rape a girl in middle school. Long story short, I do a lot of those. He needs someone to walk him to class to prevent his mischievous deeds. We're gonna put it that way.
Didn't you guys have some of the same classes?
Yeah, actually, this was the thing. Someone in leadership was walking him at first, and then I guess the principal was looking over some stuff with Laban, and he noticed that my name came up in every single one of his classes. So we had 8 classes together, unfortunately. So I ended up having to walk this guy. And I mean, just you think about troll on the internet and stuff, just someone who just literally just makes you mad. This is Laban in real life, and I'm not saying that as like an over exaggeration. I mean, I would be walking him and I'd have to keep him like from punching girls in the hallway and stuff. And like literally, he would literally like walk by and like he'll see a girl or something, not all of them, but like something in his head just would not. Here's a little quick little thing was 7 years. Something in his head, I guess, did not register, and he would like hit girls, like punch them in the shoulder or like in the leg or something, like try to give them
like
dead.
what you do,
like
something
what you do with your buddies. Yeah, he would like try to give them Charlie horses in the hall. So I mean, like I would literally have to like just kind of watch out for stuff like that. I mean, it was really shady.
And didn't he kind of almost see you as like a bodyguard? Like if he did things, you'd protect him.
Yep. So that's basically what he did, and he thought about it just as that. Like I was his personal bodyguard. He thought it was the coolest thing in the world that he needed a chaperone to walk him through the class. So he would like do something to a bigger guy, and then run behind me like I was
hold me back, bro.
And I'm like, no, I just sidestep. I'm like, you know what? You started it, you deal with it. Like literally, he is a real life troll. So that was that, and then a little few more stories about this guy was pretty weird stuff. Let me see. I'm trying to think of one. He's someone that you wouldn't want to be in a car with because he'd probably like turn the steering wheel on you as you're going 80 down the freeway. Just that kind of stuff because he thinks it's funny. You. Not just because he thinks it's funny. He doesn't think about his own like personal safety and well-being.
I literally, when I would be with him, I felt scared for my safety.
Well, yeah, because he'd do stupid stuff like he'd yell at like a bunch of like gang members walking by. Like there'd be like 5 or 6 kids dressed in red or blue, and like he would yell at them and call him a faggot for wearing that color. And then there's like skinny little Laban who's like a tiny little guy, and then me. I'm like, obviously I don't have to outrun the guys, I just have to outrun Laban. But I mean, it's not something you do, you know.
Yeah.
So as far as putting his life in danger, one time my dad had a pickup with like a rack on it and stuff, and my sister and I were in the car with him. We took off from somewhere. Laban was actually there for some reason. I don't remember why. But yeah, we take off, and my sister and I are giggling in the car. My dad looks at us, he's like, what's wrong? And we're like probably like 10 and 11. And we're like, nothing. My dad looks in the rearview mirror, and here's Laban just hanging onto the rack. We're going like 25.
Standing on the tailpipe thing.
Yeah, and he's standing like on the hitch, so he's holding on with his arms spread onto the rack. And my dad looks in the rearview mirror. Laban looks up at him, and Laban's like, oh crap, he saw me. And 25 miles per hour, Laban just decides to jump off. Like that would be like a good thing to do instead of like let my dad stop and get off. So he jumps off, and we're doing 25 miles per hour. He hits the ground like a 2x4 and just smacks his face against the pavement and rolls. And we're just looking in the rearview mirror, and you can see Laban rolling back there.
I actually remember seeing him with like scratches on his face.
Yeah,
that's why that was from.
Something like that. But it was so funny because, I mean, he looked like a rag doll. And then what do? We just kept driving. We don't check on Laban. I mean, he just kind of, he's like an amoeba. He heals himself. He's just a bunch of weird stuff. It's just...
I have a Laban story.
Give us your Laban story.
He was at my house one time, and he was really into hacky sack because he's one of those like kids that just the misfits at school, not even like in the crowd of misfits where they all misfit together. He was on his own. Like
he's one of those guys where everyone knows that one kid that doesn't fit in, kind of like the black trench coat thing. He never wore trench coats or whatever, but
he
was
like,
the kid that walked around with just the backpack that was just way too thick. Like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where it's just annoying. You look at them and you just like all of a sudden there's just a festered hatred that you have for that person because of their backpack.
And
proceed.
Basically, so he played hacky sack at school, and I kind of wanted to get into it. And he's like, all right. And he wasn't very good, but he was trying to teach me. So we're in my front yard. And I guess the Matrix had just come out. And he got this whole idea of, like, he wanted to, like, run and jump off a wall and then kick the hacky sack. And he thought it'd be awesome. So we have this wooden fence in my front yard. And Laban gets this idea. He throws the hacky sack up. And he like, jumps and he puts one foot on the fence, like, to push off. And his foot just goes straight through the fence. And the whole weight of his body just kind of pushes him through, and he's like all the way up to his hip in the fence. And he just kind of looks at me like a deer in the headlights because my parents' bedroom is right next to that fence. So my dad hears wood cracking, and he comes outside. And as Laban's trying to, he tries to go in my garage because the garage door is open, so he's trying to like get away from the fence, like so he disassociates himself with it. And he actually knocks over this glass vase in the garage and shatters this glass everywhere. So he basically, just like a double whammy, and my dad comes out. He's like, what's going on? And Laban's freaking out. And he's like, you gotta tell him that it wasn't me.
It's like
it was
a cat,
you.
raccoon or something.
Yeah.
But like I said, like we're going to go back to the whole Laban looking like a terrorist thing. If you imagine yourself in your backyard and then you just hear a fence crack and like some way there's a leg coming out and you see like a little mini Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laban. I mean, he literally looked like a terrorist. All you have to do is just put one of those like big terrorist scarves on and a turban. He literally looks like a terrorist. He has that face and like that skin tone and just everything.
Mustache.
His attitude, the way he just does everything he does. It's just.
And that's like one day with Laban. Everything we just said. That's like he goes to school. All that stuff happens.
And yeah, and that's
rides a car home.
That is honestly a Laban day. I mean, we're not exaggerating that by any means. That's just a day in the life of Laban. I mean, he probably wakes up and, like, I don't know, does weird stuff with cats and peanut butter. It's just, he's a weird guy. And, I mean, for all you guys that think we're not telling the truth, I mean, we're sorry. No, actually, we're not sorry. We're actually glad you've never met him.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. And we have a few more Laban stories. We're coming up to the end of this gameplay, so, if you guys like this, give us some thumbs up so we know we can maybe do part 3, because I got a couple more. I know DARKXR3CON has some. See me here, finally shoot.
Yep, he gets the last kill with a shot.
And as you see, I'm in 3rd place, 12 monies.
And I'm 0 monies, Mr. DARKXR3CON. Actually, just call me Dark. There we go.
Alright, thanks for coming on today, Dark. And if you guys like these stories, let us know, and we'll do part 3.
Part 3. Peace.
Ciao.
Nyap nya.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ay, ay, ay.